Hey guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with the start of a new reading vlog. It is a Monday today. Daylight savings annoys me. I was so tired this morning. I literally wanted to sleep all morning, but I was like, no, I gotta get up. I gotta go work out. I gotta start the week strong. So I did that. But I'm here to start a reading vlog because I am having Instagram control my week of reading. I asked my Patreon which one they wanted. Either YouTubers pick my reading week or Instagram, and they chose Instagram. So I actually went ahead yesterday and put up a few polls. And I did start one of them. So I put a poll up for an ebook and a poll up for an audiobook. So, and this is where I'm putting like the color of the cover and emojis. So one of them was either going to be Hate Mail, which is an arc I have and I'm really excited to read. One was Garen Park, which is a like motocross romance. And one is Psycho Fae by Jasmine Eve, which was Jasmine Mass, which is book 2 in the like Psycho Shifter series I'm reading. And I feel like everybody is feeling like I am, where I'm just like burnt out on contemporary romance. I have read 7 books this month and not a single one has been 5 stars, and I'm very annoyed. So they all actually voted on the Jasmine Mass, and I feel like if they knew it was Jasmine Mass, they wouldn't have picked it. But by the emojis, I did a wolf, a star for magic, and like a bat, because they're all like shifters, and I couldn't remember what shifters they were because I have read the first book a couple months ago, but I put those in there and that one won. So I actually started that when I was working out yesterday, and I read more today, and so I am 30% into that book and I'm having so much fun. It's just such a fun series. The heroine gets a little cringe and annoying because she has a lot of internal monologue that's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like cringy what she says, but it's such a fun romance because she has a romance with 3 alpha shifters, or she's an alpha. I'm very new to Omegaverse stuff, and I don't know like alpha, beta, whatever the hierarchy is still, but she's something and there's something else, and she's super rare, and something happened in book 1 and now they're in a situation in book 2, and I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read the series yet, but she grew up in the human realm like as a human for her whole life and didn't know she was this like alpha thing, so she just learned kind of how to fight and transition to her beast form in book 1, and now like things are happening. So the romance is like is very slow, so there's not any romance in this one yet, but like at the end of book 1 we had some like thing happen between her and one of the guys, so I'm hoping that culminates more in this one. So that's the ebook that Instagram chose for me to read. And then I asked to pick my audiobook, so I had Unwanted by Marley Valentine, I believe is the first one I had. And then I had a Stephanie Archer hockey romance, and then I had Hunt on Dark Waters by Katie Robert. Now, I think if people knew what this book was, they wouldn't have chosen it. They all chose the pirate one because I did a pirate flag, waves, and a blue heart. Listen, I went to add this book on Goodreads this morning after posting that to my stories yesterday as a 3.3 average. I am like on the cusp of like feeling very reading slumpy, which I usually don't get, but it's just like I'm not excited to read right now because nothing I've been reading I've been like absolutely loving. Am I really gonna pick up a 3.3 star read? I think I'm gonna throw that out of the running after having looked at it. I just need to like make sure I look these up on Instagram first. So I was excited because it's pirates, and Katie Roberts definitely hit or miss for me, and nobody likes this book. So I'm not gonna read it. I'm actually gonna go ahead and choose the second book in the running, which is the Stephanie Archer hockey romance, which like I said, I'm not super loving contemporary, but I have heard amazing things about this one. So I got it when it was on sale as like the daily Kindle deal. So it is 12 hours too. Well, and also the Katie Robert was 10 hours, and I was like, okay, if it was like a 7-hour audiobook, sure, I would have just listened to it because I'd have get that through in a day. But I'm gonna read Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. Hopefully I like this. We'll see, and we're just gonna nix that other option I had. So this is still came in second place in the poll that I put up, so we're gonna listen to this today. So I have some spreadsheet work to do, so I'm gonna put on my audiobook of my hockey romance, and hopefully that hits the spot. I honestly was excited for Marley Valentine the most, but I got the least amount of votes, which is sad, but I just want something super angsty and emotional, but that didn't win, and we're gonna throw out the first place winner because I'm not about to put myself in even more of a funk than I already am when it comes to reading. So we're gonna listen to Stephanie Archer while I do some spreadsheet work. Hi guys, I'm here because I had a very, very long day of work. I just got done working on things and it's 9 o'clock. I worked until 8. It was a 10 and a half, 11-hour work day. And then I had to do more stuff, not for my authors, for other stuff, and I just got done. So I have been listening to a lot of my audiobook. My sister and I did watch a documentary while I was doing some of my work. We watched the one about the like boarding school for teens that like they were sent to, the program I think it's called. Very interesting. I'd heard about it. I've seen TikToks about it. So we watched an episode of that, and I haven't even like looked at Instagram today. I have 13 messages I haven't responded to yet. I've just been avoiding. I am super far into this. So I have 3 hours left of the 11-hour audiobook, and it's okay. I feel like part of it, this is a book that I feel like, especially the spicy scenes, are like written for TikTok. When people say that, you're like, what does that mean? It's just like, it's very over the top and there's a lot of spice scenes, and I feel like it doesn't like fit the book as well. And so I'm just like, if we have like so many spicy scenes over and over again and it's just like a lot of dirty talk, and I'm just like, okay, like let's like get through this. So it's cute. I also like don't care really about like musician romances that much. She was dating a famous musician. They were dating since high school, and she actually went to high school with the hero, who's a professional hockey player, and she broke up with him, the ex-boyfriend, because he was just awful to her, and like he diminished her, demeaned her, and made her feel like she was never good enough and didn't want to pursue music as a career. So now she is like in a weird in-between space, and she gets a job dog walking the hero's dog and being basically his assistant, and she doesn't think he remembers her. He's like, oh, you must not remember me from high school, and she's like, of course I remember you. And so it goes from there, and he's very grumpy. She's sunshine. She walks the dog. They start falling for each other. There's some instance of fake dating, and then it like turns very quickly into let's sleep with each other, and it's just okay. Like it's just fine. It's just like feels like a normal contemporary romance, like everything else I've been reading this month. So it's probably like a 4-star read. Like I'm not super swooning over it, but it's not bad. It is what it is. But they're like kind of already together. It is sweet though. Like he has a mom who deals with depression, and he's very protective over her and feels like he has to protect her and watch after her a lot. But the heroine's like super helpful with that, like willing to go out of her way to make the mom feel comfortable or like talk to the mom when she needs help. So that's very sweet. And the heroine just has a lot of emotional damage, I guess, from her ex-boyfriend, but that's just what it is. It's just like your run-of-the-mill hockey romance where they have a lot of dirty talk and a lot of spice, and they're falling for each other. I definitely feel like it's too long because I'm like, what else is gonna happen in this book? I have 3 hours left of the audio. So I should choose with you guys what I want my next poll to be, because I'm definitely gonna finish this tomorrow. I was thinking of maybe doing Rushing In by Claire Kingsley, which is a small town romance. I could do the Christmas, my face is blue, Christmas cozy mystery I have. That would be fun. Or I do have Lucy on the Wild Side, which takes place at the Columbus Zoo, which I worked at the Columbus Zoo while I was in college, so that would be fun to do. And then what's another one I can do? Ooh, I could do A Deal with the Devil by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I don't even know what this is about. Okay, we'll do those 3 and we'll see which one wins. Good morning, everybody. I am working away. I am just so over this audiobook. So over it. I have an hour and 45 minutes left. I was determined to finish it today. No lie, when I started, I had 3 hours left, and we have had 3 sex scenes. All the end of this book is, and honestly, the second half is just sex, and I'm just like, are we not having a plot? Like, I don't even know where the plot's going. And I think the hero is really annoying because he's so hung up on the fact that he feels like he ruined his girlfriend's life because they thought she was pregnant because she was late on her period. And she quit modeling right after that. And he's like, I ruined her entire life. Like, she quit modeling because of me. And I was like, and so like that's affected his ability to be in a relationship since then. And I was like, she can make her own choices. Like, the world does not revolve around you. So we had like a confrontation where he like talked to his ex, and she's like so happy, and she's pregnant and she's married, and he's like, oh, maybe like it wasn't my fault. And literally all this is just like dirty talk sex for the entirety of the audiobook. I have an hour and 45 minutes left, and they like had sex, and then they like went to the bath and had more sex, and I'm just like, I need a plot. Like, I am just so tired. Like, if I wasn't someone who needs to finish books, I would have DNF'd this by now. At the beginning was really cute. I was really enjoying it. I was like, this might be like a 4-star read. No, it's not, like 3 stars. I'm so bored. So bored. Like, where is my plot? I feel like this is just wanting to have those spicy scenes just to have them, and for no real reason. I'm so bored. We are 30 minutes later, which is really only 10 for me because I listen at 3 times speed, and we're at another sex scene. How many more do we think we're gonna have in the last hour? My guess is 2 more, but at the rate we're going, it might be more. Hi everybody, I was just putting laundry away. It is 5:20. I took some Instagram photos, and I have to do a little bit more work for a social media post for an author, so I'm gonna do that after dinner, and I'm gonna be watching some Below Deck. But I do have updates and an unboxing from Ebook Crate. So my copy of Bride came. I haven't read Bride yet, but this is an instance where I had access because I am an Afterlight subscriber, and I wanted this because I was like, if I love it, I'm never gonna be able to get this like for a good price. So we have the book, and it's just so pretty. So pretty, and I know a lot of people are loving this. Oh my god, look at that. That is stunning. I'm very excited to have this and add it to my collection, and I just love it. I did start it on audio actually a while ago, but it was just a little too confusing for me to pay attention to because I was driving, and I didn't want to like miss anything because it was like in the past, and then they were like, and I just get very confused about like Omegaverse stuff too. So I'm gonna physically read this one, but I finished my audio, and I actually started another one, and I'm 3.5 hours into it. So I have just been listening to audiobooks so much in the month of March so far. So it is the 12th today. I have read 6 audiobooks and 3 regular books, and one of them was a beta read. So really I've only read 2 books, and the rest, let me pull this up, are all okay. So I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 audiobooks, 3 regular books. So I finished the Stephanie Archer, and I'm giving it 3 stars, probably like less than 3, but the ending, there was actually no other sex scene. After an hour to the end, they were done. We were resolving other things with his mom, so I did enjoy that. I did enjoy like they both had things they were dealing with, and I just wanted more plot. Like, I wanted so much more to this book, especially for like a 12-hour audiobook, and I feel like it just like was way too focused on how many spice scenes they could have, and like how many like quotable spice scenes, so like all the dirty talk, and it just felt like they were trying to like write for people to pull content for TikTok, which I feel like has been a thing lately with books. So I just like, I wasn't into the story, and I wanted a lot more depth to their romance. Like, why do they even like each other beyond being physically attracted to each other? And I don't really care about the musician plot line, which is what she had, and like they're both insecurities revolving around their exes. Like, didn't love that. So 3 stars because it did get better. I feel like 2 is too harsh for this one. 2 stars is like, oh my god, I hated every second of the book, and 1 star is like, I DNF'd it, I'm offended. So I usually give 3-star books or ones like I just wouldn't recommend reading. It wasn't like, nothing was super awful about it, but it was just like, no, like I wouldn't recommend it to you to read. Like, it wasn't bad, but I wouldn't recommend. Is 3 stars in my opinion. 4 stars is like, oh, this was a really cute read, definitely recommend, but it wasn't like an all-time favorite. So 3 stars for that one. And I did start the Claire Kingsley book 1, which I'm very excited for. It was very close between this one and Elizabeth O'Rourke one that I had asked if I should read. It was Elizabeth O'Rourke and Claire Kingsley, and another one that like was not in the running. So, oh, my Christmas cozy had the worst, but the firefighter one got 44%. So this one is really good so far. It's super cute. He's a firefighter, and she is a writer. She's like a thriller writer, which I really love, but she has writer's block. Her boyfriend broke up with her because he was cheating on her for a year, so now she's back in her small town and literally runs into him with her car. So now he's injured, and they are just hanging out because he tells her dad, he's like, let me just like help show her the ropes and like be her friend. And so her dad's like, yeah, like that's super nice, like why don't you do that? So they are both super attracted to each other though, and now she can write when he's around. So I'm really liking it. Small Town Hijinks. This whole series is revolving around 2 feuding families too, so super cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to listening to that, watch some Below Deck, and hopefully read more of my Nora Roberts book before jumping into Jasmine Mass for this vlog, because I'm doing Nora Roberts for my Patreon that I have to finish, which is not part of this vlog. But yeah, that's everything. Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. I'm a little sad. I'm over it because it's like 2 o'clock now, but well, 3:30, it's almost 4. I was so ready to sit down and watch Love is Blind because I had a lot of work to do today, and I was like, we're gonna get the reunion show, and they didn't post it. It still says a new episode Wednesday 3 a.m. and they didn't post it, and I looked it up, and they're posting it tonight at 9 p.m. for like a live reunion, but they already filmed it. I'm being sucked into it, but the producers of Love is Blind are really playing the audience. How much editing I've seen them doing too, that like takes things completely out of context and like changes the meaning of conversations so it's more dramatic. Like, none of this is real, but I'm still hooked. So I have to wait till tonight to watch that after I watch my Beverly Hills reunion show at 8. And then I'll be watching that at 9, but we're here for reading updates. So it is Wednesday. I haven't had a lot of time to listen to my audiobook though, because I have been doing a lot of work that I can't pop an audiobook in for. So I'm about to do some now for like an hour and a half that I can't listen to my audio. So I did read more of the Jasmine Mass this morning while I worked out, and I'm still really enjoying it. I'm like 45% in now. It's just my treadmill book because I have to read a book club book physically right now. So I'm slowly getting through it, but not a 5-star read. It's just like very over the top. The heroine is just like very over the top and dramatic in what she talks about, but the heroes are like really gone for her, which I really like. And we're still discovering more about the world they're living in, and she does forgive people easily because there's a couple people that like basically did betray her and lie to her, and she's like BFFs with them now. I'm like, we're only 2 books in this series. But I am listening to the Claire Kingsley still, and it's very cute still. I don't think it's a 5-star either. I've not yet read a 5-star book, and both of the books I'm reading right now I don't think are 5 stars, but it's super cute. Now she's like, I can't write without you like right next to me, and they're obviously very attracted to each other. That's really all that's happening in the book right now. I have 6 hours left, so I don't know what else is gonna happen, but we'll see. Am I gonna finish this today? I do have to crochet 2 more dragons by next Wednesday. So I have a week to make 2 dragons, and typically I take an entire weekend to make 1. So we'll see if I do that. That means a lot more audiobook listening time for me soon, because I'm going to a signing next weekend, and I need dragons for a couple people I'm seeing there. So yeah, I did get a lot of yarn. Do you want to see my yarn? It's such pretty yarn that I picked up. I got the Bernat blanket yarn, but they tied it. I gotta get back to my work and listening to my audiobook, but I want to show you. I was thinking it'd be really cute to do like a pink and purple dragon, but I also got this really pretty yellow yarn too, and I have this pretty blue that I'm going to use for someone. They were all out of black, which I ordered, and their website said they had, but my Joann's is not good compared to another Joann's. It's like a little bit further away. Mine, they never have anything organized or out. Like I once went, they had 0 crochet hooks at a Joann's. So I have to make it red, and I wanted to do red and black for a dragon. I don't want gray because that's like Ohio State colors, and this author doesn't even know Ohio State one. I could do black and white, and not black and white. I can do red and white. That might be cute, but I don't know. So I have to think on it what I want to do. I could just do all red and then like a white spine. That might be cool. Black would have been perfect. Maybe I'll get black this weekend at the other Joann's. We'll see. You guys don't care about my crocheting. I'm gonna go work and listen to this audio. Another day, another update from my office area. I am sitting back down to get back to work. I just took my dogs on a walk. It's about 2:30. It's actually Friday. I didn't update you guys at all yesterday. I honestly had nothing new to update, though I did finish a book, but I didn't feel like updating you. I took the dogs to the vet yesterday, so it was a little bit of a busier afternoon than normal. I finished the Claire Kingsley, and it was okay. Like, I was really enjoying it in the beginning. I thought it was really cute. He's a firefighter. He's injured. He's very much like a more like fun, like easygoing, impulsive kind of hero, and she is back home living at home, and she is an author, and it was just too long. Like, this book was like a 12-hour audiobook, and the second half I'm just like, ugh, what's happening? I don't love it too when they start like sleeping together and acting like, oh, it's just like sex. Do I have, what is that in my hair? I just changed my sweatshirt into my new Lila June sweatshirt that just launched. If you use Jessica 10, you get 10% off anything from Lila June Co. Second half, like, they were like, oh, we're sleeping together, but it can't be more than that. And I was like, but why? Like, nothing's stopping you from having more than that. And then he like really overreacts about things in the end, and I'm just like, relax. And they're like, oh, he's just being him. And I'm like, he just like very overreacted about something, like trying to overcompensate for something, and kind of freaked out. And she's like, can you slow down for a second? Like, we don't need to do this. So it was okay. I feel like 4 stars. Like, it was, beginning was like, oh, it's gonna be another 5-star. I loved the second official book in the series. Book 2, but technically like book 3, because there's 0.5, 1, 2, and then this is 3. The one with Grumpy, Jason Clark was the narrator. Just like vividly remember that audiobook. It was so good. This one, I don't know if I want to do 3.5. I just feel like everything I've been reading has been a 3.5, just because I'm like, why is it so long and nothing is happening? So that's why I don't know. It's gonna be a 4. Whether this is 3.5 rounded up to 4, it's 4. It was cute. I really like the small town aspect. I like the family aspect. I like how her dad was the fire chief. He worked for her dad, and she's back in their small town. Like, it was really fun. Like, I would recommend it, but not a favorite. So 4 stars. That's why my next poll was either One Dark Window or Once Upon a Broken Heart. So Once Upon a Broken Heart won. I was not surprised. I feel like I kind of made it obvious based on the emojis, but I am actually 25% of this audiobook now. I started it this morning and got really far into it doing some spreadsheet work, and I'm about to jump on and do some more like research, so I don't need to like read things. It's social media research. This one started out really, really good. I was like, what is happening? Because she starts out saying like, the guy I'm in love with is marrying my stepsister. She's like, he is obviously cursed. You need to help me. And she goes to this guy, Jax, I think, and is like, help me. And he's like, fine. And so he turns literally the entire wedding into stone. And she is like, that's not what I asked you to do. He's like, I stopped the wedding. And so she owes him 3 kisses, not to him, but to other people, which I still don't know why. I'm not there yet. And then turns her into stone. The pacing's very weird. So he turns her into stone because she drank the goblet that like he used to turn everybody into stone. So she knew what she was doing. I don't get why she's so in love with this guy. She just is. And so she turns to stone, and then like 6 weeks later, she's woken up. And she's like, oh, what happened? And like, it's just like we're just dropped in. And the pacing's a little weird. And I feel like that same kind of vibe happened with Caraval, which is why I didn't like Caraval. I think I gave it like 3 stars, and I never continued that series, but I was excited for this series because everyone loves it. And then she then goes off to like this ball because like the guy she was in love with ended up getting like mauled by wolves and won't leave his house. So like, I don't know. I was liking the beginning, and now I'm like, I don't know. But she went to a ball, she met a prince. She's just like hanging out now. And I was like, there's just no urgency really for anything. Like, okay. She's just like going along. And I'm like, okay. I feel like that's what happened in Caraval though. Like, she just like kind of let like the plot take her instead of like having any kind of agency. And I was just like, you gonna do something, or you're just gonna like let everything happen to you? We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna continue listening. This will probably be the last book of the vlog. I don't know if I'll finish the Jasmine Mass. I'll try. I have a lot of reading to do. I'm still reading my Nora Roberts. I have to read my Phoebe Con for Sunday because it's Friday, and I have that live show for Sunday night, and then finish Jasmine Mass. So we'll see. But like, I only read pretty much audiobooks now. I've still been reading for a week, my ebook and my physical book, but I've gone through a lot of audiobooks. So we're gonna continue on. I am enjoying it. So yeah, that's my update for you. Hello everybody, I have finished the audiobook, and I'm 70% into the ebook, but I really want to get this video up tomorrow, so I'm gonna call it a day. I know pretty much what I'm gonna rate it, but I did finish the body of my little dragon. This is just his head and his body, and then it's gonna have a mouth, arms, haunches, legs, horns, tail, scales, wings. This is just the beginning. This took me a little over an hour to do. They take me so long, but I want to finish this one before my trip. And I finished the Once Upon a Broken Heart, and it wasn't as amazing as I thought it would be. I thought it was just gonna be like a really epic, amazing YA romance fantasy, and it very much reminded me of Fragile Enchantment, which I have not finished. I read half of it and I was getting bored, so I stopped, and I'll probably get back to it at some point. But this one, I feel like the heroine was very much I'm just gonna sit back and let things happen to me and then complain about it and then like be shocked when people betray me, and I'm just like, you're a little naive for me, and I don't love like super naive heroines. And one of the reasons I didn't like the, oh, what was it, the Carrie Maniscalco YA, is it Carrie Maniscalco? It was the one with like the Wicked Kingdom. That one, it was like things were just like convenient for her and conveniently happening, and she just was not having any agency over her entire life. And in the book, and in this one, I kind of got those kind of similar vibes. I feel like the heroine, like the beginning was just weird. The beginning where she was like, things unraveled in the end, and I definitely like understood why things happened, but she was like, oh, he's marrying someone, help me. Oh, you turned him to stone. I'm just gonna turn myself into stone. Oh, I'm awake now. I guess I'm gonna go to like a ball. And I'm like, nothing you're doing makes sense, or like your motivations make no sense. So, and like, you really did not trust your stepsister since the beginning, and then you're like, well, it's fine, I was wrong, I'm gonna trust her. I don't get people who trust people they shouldn't be trusting. So this one's gonna be a 3.5 star. I think that I was intrigued enough. Jax is definitely an interesting character, and the ending was really entertaining. Like all these things started unraveling, and you're like, who can you really trust? They figured out like who killed certain people, and I thought it's like a very fast-paced, entertaining YA. It wasn't as, I think I had high expectations. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I thought I'd be like obsessed with it, because so many people love it, and now I'm happy like I didn't spend money on like special editions or the UK versions, because I love the UK versions. This was just fine, but I just like see it everywhere, and I see people like raving about it, and I was like, it was fine. It's like an average YA fantasy. There's no like romance I'm swooning over. There's no characters I'm swooning over. Like Jax is fine. Like he's not like an epic hero that I usually have in my romance fantasies. So 3.5. I don't know yet if I want to round down or round up for my official Goodreads review, but for Psycho Fae by Jasmine Mass, I'm leaning to 3 stars for this one. Nothing is happening. No world building is happening. They're just in this like tournament of alphas of whatever they are, and they're just fighting. Barely any development of the romance, and I'm 70% in, and it's just like they're just like hanging around. And I'm like, I need more. I need to learn more about what they're doing there. There's no like end goal. It's just very like stagnant in the plot. We're just kind of like stuck in the queen's world now, and they have to like compete, and then she's given a trial, and that's it. I'm like, but like, what is the point? Are you trying to get somewhere, go somewhere, figure things out? Nope, they're just like there hanging out. And I thought now we'd have like 4 guys in the Y Choose. There's still barely any romance, barely any spice, and I'm just like, what are we doing? So very slow burn, and the like world building is just not there, and I'm a little bored. So this one's gonna be a 3 star, which is sad because the first book was a 4 star. I really liked it. I thought it'd continue being just like a fun, engaging storyline, but I'm kind of losing interest. I don't know if I'll pick up the next one, but that is a week of my Instagram followers choosing my TBR, which is a lot of fun. Nothing I absolutely loved, which is sad, but it is the norm. And yeah, I did end up starting Laura Pavlov's new one though, and I'm loving it so far. So I think that's what I need. I just need authors that I know I can turn to that I'm loving. But I'm glad I got to try some of these books. And I also ended up finishing Nora Roberts' book, and I gave it 5 stars. Obsessed. I did a vlog for that for my Patreon, and actually tonight is our live show for it. So I'm glad I have a 5-star read this month. But that is everything. Let me know your thoughts on these books that I read, and what you do when you're kind of feeling slumpy and you like, I need just like a good book, because like nothing is living up to that. Let me know. And that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.